Worry, darling, but not for the reasons director Olivia Wilde was hoping. The film stars Florence Pugh and Harry Styles as husband and wife in a supposedly, keyword there, idyllic community. But the drama behind the scenes may have stolen the spotlight. And for more on this, our Screen Time columnist Eli Glasner. Good morning, Eli.
Good morning, John.
A couple of competing stories on Don't Worry, Darling. I'm just reading in myself on some of this. Walk us through it.
Yeah, let me try and bring you up to speed. There's quite a lot. This is only a summary. So originally, this drama was supposed to star Shia LaBeouf and Florence Pugh as husband and wife. Shia was let go for scheduling issues. Later, Olivia said that Shia had kind of combative energy and she was protecting her actor Florence, who'd be very vulnerable in some scenes with him. Shia responded by releasing text messages and, in fact, a video where Olivia is seen putting the blame or the onus really on Miss Flo, as she described her, and praising Shia's performance. After Shia was let go, then Harry Styles, the biggest pop star in the world, came into the picture. He was hired. A few months after that, Olivia's relationship with Jason Sudeikis, Ted Lasso himself, ended. Meanwhile, as the film approached the Venice premiere, fans of Florence Pugh noticed that she wasn't promoting it, which was very strange for her. Very much she's online, usually promoting her films. She skipped the press conference in Venice and was always separate from the director on the red carpet. And yes, when Harry Styles took his seat next to cast member Chris Pine, Pine made a face and the internet decided that Harry spat on him, and everybody denies it.
Well, my head is just swirling. So what, if anything, does this have to do with the movie?
Well, I mean, on one level, you could say that this is a film about the assumptions and what we readily allow ourselves to believe. So I think this is a great example. I think it's also interesting to ask ourselves, would we be saying this? Would all this speculation be the same if Don't Worry, Darling was directed by a man? I don't think so. And in fact, Olivia Wilde was on The Late Show a couple days ago saying exactly that. There is a whiff of misogyny in the idea that Olivia Wilde's set was chaotic. It is not unusual for directors to change actors, and it's really unfortunate because this film is a critical move for her, following up on her hilarious debut as a director, the teen comedy Booksmart, which I adored. So let's really get into Don't Worry, Darling. As you can see, we open in this beautiful 1950s cul-de-sac in the desert, this perfectly synchronized suburban existence where all the wives make breakfast for their husbands. They tiptoe out onto the driveway in their high heels to kiss them goodbye. And the most love-struck of them all are Alice and Jack, the young couple played by Florence Pugh and Harry Styles. Take a look.
I'm so sorry I forgot to tell you, but you're not feeling very well. And the only way to cure it is if we stay home all day and I tend to you and kiss you and cook for...
Bye.
Oh, Harry, don't leave so soon. But where exactly do the men go every day? They call it the Victory Project. Somewhere in the middle of the desert, they are doing their great work, led by their leader, Frank, played by Chris Pine. Here he is applauding the women for their sacrifice.
All of you wives. We men, we ask a lot. We ask for strength, food at home, a house cleaned, and discretion above all else.
Nothing ominous there. No, I'm sure everything is fine. So Alice is coasting through her day. She's cooking, she's cleaning, she's shopping, she's lounging. But then, as you can see, her picture-perfect existence starts to crack. You see those empty eggs crumpling in her hands. Her neighbor has a breakdown, is dismissed as an accident, and Alice begins to worry that it's more than a coincidence that brought them all together.
Where did you meet Bill?
We met on a train
To Boston. You dropped your ticket, and he bent down, picked it up, gave it to you, all right?
Thank you for your loyalty.
Not everyone gets this opportunity.
What are we doing?
changing the world.
What are we doing?
Changing the world.
They're lying about everything.
Keep calm and carry on.
All right, there you go. It all starts to tumble down there, John.
Yeah, I've had the heebie-jeebies ever since I came in at 4 a.m. and watched the trailer a couple of times through. So after all the ruckus, Eli, is Don't Worry, Darling worth it all?
I really wish it was, John. I really do. There is a truly disturbing idea at the heart of Don't Worry, Darling. I just wish that Olivia and her writers had the courage of their convictions to truly kind of engage with that idea. Now, you can't fault Florence, or Miss Flo, as Olivia once called her. As much as Harry has been in the eye of this media hurricane, this is her movie. The script may be shallow, the plot predictable, but she gives it her all, particularly as her suspicions spread. She has this spine of steel, this tenaciousness as she's backed into a corner. The problem is, like, what drives her? What makes her stay at home and cook and make cocktails for her man, Jack? I mean, yes, they're young, beautiful people doing adult things with great passion, but love is more than just being horny. Harry is aggressively adequate and fulfills his function. His name's going to sell a lot of tickets and he looks great in a suit. But do I believe Alice would sacrifice her life for that pout and pompadour? More interesting is the Svengali in the polo shirt, Chris Pine as the leader, Frank. This guy, like Tony Robbins meets Big Brother. He's on TV, he's on the radio, whispering to his acolytes. There's beauty in control. And what he's talking about is really the lack of freedom for the women. The men work and play, but the women just provide them with sex, food, and a smile. And Olivia Wilde has actually said that Frank was inspired by Canadian author Jordan Peterson. But instead of really wrestling with those archaic ideas, the movie shifts gears and abandons logic for action and adventure. In the end, you get a slickly packaged story that is superficial at best. 2.5 stars out of 5.
Okay, you've heard it all. Thanks for this, Eli. Eli Glasner reporting from Toronto.